Good morning. It is 6:10. I haven't been in here all night, I promise you. You can see by the dishevelled hair that I have actually been asleep, but I've just been to take my mum to work, so I literally chucked on the first thing I could find, which just happened to be the top I was wearing last night. Not that you actually needed to know that. So it's day 12 of Vlogmas. We are halfway through, and I have to say, I forget how tiring it is filming every single day. Now, I'm in here early this morning because I really want to get on with some work, because I've got a bit of a plan, which I'll divulge to you in a minute. But let's get the calendars opened. I've got everything out, so I think we'll start with Kylie and the machines first. When your finished make is a satisfying labour of love. This is what this says. And then let's have a look at what the actual label says. This turned out well, and I can't tell you how happy I am about it. That's the label. That would be quite a nice one that you sort of put as a patch on the bottom of a jumper or something like that. You know, one of those ones that you kind of stick down here. I think that one will be quite nice like that. Let's go with Fabric Godmother next. That's a pretty colour. So it's some Rick Rack ribbon, and it's 13 meters of it. Very nice metallic pink colour. So yeah, Royal Mail are currently pinging me about 1,000 emails because I've sent all of, like this week I've sent tons of orders out, and because to get them processed and quick, I put my email on there rather than the actual person's email on there, because it just takes a lot longer to go into the system and do it. And either way, I've got a tracking number. But yeah, currently Royal Mail's obviously just processed a ton of the ones that went out yesterday, and my emails are just going ping, 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 with notifications to tell me that they're all out for delivery. So that's Fabric Godmother and Kylie and the Machines. Let's do Adele's, which is a bag today. It's very, very light. Feels like a pot of some kind. I can't guess this one, guys. I'm not going to be as good as I was yesterday at knowing what this one is. I was right, it's a pot of some kind. Can't see the actual pot though. Hang on. Let me get in. Oh, that's pretty. It's a thimble. Oh, I get it now. It's a craft container, and it's a thimble, like a giant thumb thimble craft container. There's a little pot that I can put my crafting stuff in, which is perfect because it can go in this sewing room. So that's great. Thank you very much, Adele. I've done really well from Adele this year. I think my gifts from Adele are by far my favourite calendar. So before I go into getting on with work, because I do need to do that, otherwise I'm not going to hit my other plans up. I had a couple of questions asked on the Vlogmas the other day about what you can do with a giant button. So for day 10, everybody received a giant button. Let me just see if I can find my copy of the giant button. Not going to find it now, am I? I've got one in my box. Day 10, there we go. So I had like a few pieces left over from the calendar that went into a box, but it wasn't enough to make up a whole calendar. So this was the gorgeous buttons that I sent out. These were a real work of art for me because I made all the flowers that went into them, and then I added all the shattered glass in there as well. This particular one, there were some black and white ones, there were some green ones, and then there was the brown autumnal button, and this is the autumnal button, and they are just so pretty. But for me, these buttons are great. Okay, they're too big to be a trouser button. I think a 25mm button's a good trouser size button that you have for like doing up the top. This I thought would make an incredible blazer button. So you know where you've got a blazer but you have that one button, so maybe like the heather blazer, you put that one button on there, you could do that up. Again, with a coat, there are loads of coat patterns that just require that one button, a cardigan pattern that require that one button. So in my head, this particular button would have been perfect for anything like that. Just where that you require that one feature kind of button, that would work really well for it. So just thought I'd let you know. I mean, my intentions were, and I'll be honest, I have not done this. There's a couple of things in the calendars that I wanted to do, some bits that I could put on Instagram, that I could talk about all the ideas of how to use them, and maybe that's my goal for next year. But that was one of the things that I was thinking about. So that particular button, because it is a 30mm button, I think. No, it's not. It's a 35mm button. It would be great as a blazer, a feature kind of button on a coat or cardigan, or on a bag. It would look great on a bag as a decorative piece as well, or like that fastening where sometimes you get an overlap on a bag. So just to give you an idea of what I'd do, I'd had a couple of people ask me that, what would you do with a giant button? And that's the answer. They're the things that you can do with a giant button. So I'm going to get on. I need to do a little bit of a pour. I was hoping by now I wouldn't need to. I can't remember if I mentioned the other day, but I had my daughter do some work for me over the weekend. And one of the things I tasked her with, whilst I was off working elsewhere, was to take my boxes, those boxes with the orange handles that you see here. I know my room's a mess in the background, I need to tidy up in here. Those boxes there, they've all got little pockets in, and I put things in there either when I've done them and processed them, or with buttons that need drilling when they need to be processed. And I'd asked her to go through and sort out all the buttons that didn't have quite all the right holes in them, so where the resin hadn't set properly in the middle. But what she did, and this was me not giving the correct instructions, was actually throw out all the buttons that hadn't been drilled. So she's, as a result of it, I've lost all the buttons and I've had a few orders come through. So I just need to pour them to make sure I can deliver on those orders. So I'm going to do that this morning and pack up a few orders. So I can actually use my lunch break to cut out that dress that I shared with you last night, and then hopefully tonight get started on making it. I may even, it should be fairly quick, it would be really nice if I could get it all done to a point where it just needs hemming on Saturday. That would be really, really nice, but I'm not saying that I'm going to be able to do that, but it would be nice if I can. So I'm going to stop waffling at you because I've just realised we're 8 minutes in and I want to share my journey with you today. So I'll take you with me through time lapses of how I'm getting on. Hi guys. I am just about to take my lunch. I will go and quickly eat something before I actually start cutting out, but I'm currently struggling on what fabric to choose. So I looked at this one. There is not enough of this gorgeous silver fabric, and the problem is I really like this, but gold is not my colour, and I'm wondering if the black contrast will allow me to wear it. But I also have a very bright rainbow fabric, which I'll show you in a minute, that could potentially do. I even had this, which I still think is very Christmassy, but again, I've just not got enough of it. And I was just looking through my fabrics to try and understand what I had. And these aren't stretchy enough. So I've got things like plissé, but plissé is not a stretch fabric really. It needs to have 70% stretch in it, and this just won't have it. And I just think that, you know, as gorgeous as it is, it won't work. They'd make a fantastic pair of trousers, don't you think? So yeah, I'm just going to go and have a little jacket potato for lunch, and then I'm going to cut out the frock and just see how that looks. I did have a good clear up in here when I finished packing this morning before I started work, so it's looking fairly tidy. I've been able to go back to my workstation, which is nice, and I've been out here being able to work because Benny's been able to be left in the house now, because he's definitely starting to improve and his wounds aren't looking so delicate and he's not being so needy, so to speak, because, you know, bless him, he got really badly hurt. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling at you. I will take you with me as I go and cut out and show you the fabric I finally decide on, whether it's going to be the gold one or the stripy one. I think the stripy one I'm reluctant with. I'm going to see if it's 4-way stretch. If it's 4-way stretch, I might go for the stripy one, but do it vertically. It's just being horizontal. It makes you look a lot bigger when you're in stripes. And there's a seam down the back, and then there's the whole pattern matching thing. And I was going for a quick sew. I'll let you know. There we go. I have done it. I have cut out my dress and I went for the stripy fabric. Now I may live to regret that because I've gone vertical. Not that it looks it, but I have gone not vertical, horizontal. So we'll just see how it comes together. And for the lining, I've just done, for the facing, sorry, I've just done a plain black jersey. And that is because the fabric on the inside's lovely, but the fabric on the outside's really scratchy. So the idea that the inside would then be comfortable for me. So that's all done. That's ready to sew tonight, and I've had a chance to quickly play with my overlocker and try and get that working from the disaster that I was having yesterday. So I've basically done another big clean out, and I have basically shaken it slightly upside down, and then I've rethreaded it, and touch wood, at the moment it's going, so we'll just see. But for now I need to get back to work. I've got lots of meetings, and I will catch you when I finish. I know I have a plastic bag on my head. I'll explain that in a minute. I have been sewing for an hour, and I have the bulk of my dress. Obviously this is inside out at the moment, but I basically have the bulk of my dress sewn up. So this is the facing on the front that you can see. This is the huge bishop sleeve arms that just look as long as the dress. I'm slightly worried at how short this dress is going to be. I have to say, if I just hold this up, it's very short. I mean, it's like top length short. It's, yeah, very, very short. So I am a little bit worried about the length of it, I have to be honest with you, but we'll just see. I mean, if push comes to shove, I don't know. Don't know what I'll do. Don't know what I'll do. I mean, I'm quite short, so I dread to think how this will be on somebody who's quite tall. But yeah, so this is oh Becky,
That's why it's so short, because that should be the length. I've got some unpicking to do by the looks of it. So what I've done is sewn the arms together. I was just about to come on here and say I'm doing really well. I've had an hour sewing and I have the construction of a dress. And I've sewn the arms together. I am such an idiot. Such an idiot. So now I'm going to unpick everything I've done. Well, I'm not, because I need to go and take this off my hair. So basically what I was going to say to you was the thing on my head, I put some stripper on my hair. I decided, with all the expenses that I've paid out, the sensible thing to do would not be to go and get my hair cut and dyed properly when I can do it at home, and I've done it plenty of times. I mean, Adam Sews would probably go ballistic at what I'm doing, but it's more cost effective for me to do it this way, and I don't mind because I still get great results. So I need, because my hair had grown out quite a bit, I wouldn't have got even coverage if I just chucked a box dye on, because I would have had clumps that would be darker and some that would be lighter than others. So I've just chucked some stripper on to remove some of that red, and then I've bought a slightly darker red than I'd normally go for to get an even coverage across my hair. So I'm going to go and take off the stripper. I think I'm just going to slice this up, you know. I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm going to go and take off the stripper, and then I'll come back and deal with the mess and mistake that I've made there, and I'll update you when we get there. I'll probably have dinner in between, so it'll be a bit later when I come back in. It's just, yeah, silly Becky. At least the overlocker's working. So I am back. Oh. I'm back. I am going to repair what I've done. So I did just lob off the seams just to make it work. However, I then decided to lob off the back neck seam, which obviously was the wrong thing to do. So now I have to go in and sew that back up. And then I'll be back on track, and I'll try re-sewing up the side seams again. The actual side seams this time. So I'll let you know how I get on.
Calendar time.
That is the lovely Andrea. That was really good timing. I didn't expect that. I was actually coming on to have a moan because my overlocker's unthreaded itself again, and I am so frustrated with this. It's done quite well up until now, but I'm kind of at the point where I really want to get done what I'm getting done. So now I'm going to rethread the overlocker. Hopefully not have to go through the whole rigmarole of emptying it and cleaning it again, and just seeing how I get on. But I am sewing up the right side seams, which I suppose is a plus. Okay guys, I have finished the dress. You have to excuse the messy hair because it's drying, and you can see it's going like a bit of a gingery colour because I've just stripped it. So I haven't actually hemmed this dress. You have to excuse me, I've left my gym pants on because I haven't shaved my legs, and I didn't really fancy sharing that with you on screen. I'm really sorry if that's too much information. So this is the Bella frock. Yeah, Bella frock dress. Really quick sew. I didn't know how I'd feel about the stripes, but I do feel very Christmassy, I must admit. It's got a facing to it, and the facing sits all right. I mean, it's not perfect. And I think the sizing's fine. I do love the way that this fits and flares. Now, obviously, I think I'd be wearing some super suckers because it's not skin tight to my body, but I would be wearing tights with this anyway. But I think it gives me a nice shape, apart from my little belly bit that you can see here, but not a long hand dinner. So I think it gives me a good shape. Now, I decided not to hem it, and all I've done is run the overlocker over the bottom because it's quite short, and I think if I hem it, I'm going to be bringing it up more, and it will come to a point that I'm not comfortable with. I love these sleeves. They're really nice. I know the light's not brilliant because it's night time, but yeah, I love the fact that the back's got a seam down, so it gives you the shaping that you want. Still not sure about the horizontal stripes and how that makes my figure look, but I do feel like my figure's very hourglass in it, so I think it works. And like I said, with shoes and some boots on, this will look great on Saturday night. And I am lovely and glittery and sparkly, and the colour that's in this isn't really coming up on the screen. But yeah, it's a really nice neckline. I love this neckline. It's a boat neckline. It's one of my favourite necklines, and I really, really like it. So yeah, I'm happy for a last minute sew. I'm going to press this facing a little bit more, I think, just to make sure it really stays in. I have understitched it, but it's still popping out, so I am going to give it a press just to make sure it stays. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Now, I'm still watching Vlogmases. I'm having a good catch up. I'm going to try and sew a bit more of the top that broke my overlocker yesterday, because it'd be really nice to finish that while I'm on a bit of a roll. So, and Scott's not called me to tell me my bath's ready yet. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just thinking this is a bit of a, you're seeing my hair like completely unfiltered, no heat on it, how frizzy my hair gets and how it dries naturally. So yeah, I've not taken too much of the colour out either, so it's not gone as horrifically ginger as it normally does, but my colours have slightly evened out a little bit more, so I'm looking forward to dyeing that at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this is all finished, and I said, oh, I might get on and do a little bit on my Mila jumper. Well, ta-da, it's all finished. So I started sewing. I mean, the Mila jumper is a really, really quick make, guys. I mean, when did I last check in? It's 5 to 9 now. So this is the last thing I'm going to show you today, because otherwise this vlog's going to be horrifically long. But yeah, I've made this. So this is in this gorgeous sort of leopard print, but it is a sort of semi-sheer fabric. So I'm going to put a black bra on underneath it. If I think it's too sheer, then I will wear like a little black cami vest top underneath it. I have popped a little label on it as well. I've popped my Me Made label in the animal print on the side, just to show you, because I thought this was quite fitting. The little rosy cheeks sort of animal print one, and you know, it doesn't actually stand out massively, and it's in the right place, because the chances are this will actually sort of just sit tucked in my trousers. I have hemmed this, which I wouldn't normally do, but I have my Mariflex thread in, so it makes it nice and easy when you've got the Mariflex thread in, because you can use your straight stitch, which I prefer. And I even top stitched the neckband, not that you can really tell, because yeah, it's velvety and patterny and it's all black, so you can't even see that. So yeah, I've finished that, which means that I've finished 2 garments tonight. I have sewn this up, and this was pretty much, apart from one shoulder seam, it's done from scratch as well. So that's 2 garments finished in one night. I'm quite happy with that. I feel good. I feel like I've had my sewing fix. It always makes me feel so much better. And it gets me ready to go into tomorrow, where I actually have a exam for my college stuff. So a couple of hours of exams in the morning, and then back here to do a bit more work before I go to my Christmas do, and you get to see me wear this spangly number, which I love the way that that sparkles in the light. Right, thank you very much for watching tonight. Oh, I tell you what I wanted to do before I sign off. So I want to say a quick thank you to the ladies. I said yesterday I didn't have my laptop in front of me. I've got my laptop in front of me, so I have the names up in front of me of the beautiful ladies that have sent me some coffees over the last few days. So to the lovely Jill, who put have a drink and relax, the lovely Marie, and the lovely Mary, who put from one fur mum to another, I hope that Benny's feeling better soon. You must need a coffee. Love your vlogs, and I think the Jazz and Well content is cool too. So thank you so much, Mary. And then I've got one from Steph, who says, I hope Benny gets better soon. Please keep the vlogs coming. I love it when you show us the Jazz and Well stuff. It's a good insight to the realities of working life. And then I've had one from the lovely Jan, who says, this is to help with your sweet dog. It's not much, but I hope it helps. You work so hard. I really admire you, and I really like watching your Vlogmas. I hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas. And I just think that's so sweet. So thank you so much, Jan. It's gone back into the fund that I used to pay for Benny's op on Monday. And then I've also had one from the lovely Pink Paula Sews that has just popped on here saying, I'm loving your Vlogmas, loving my button calendar, and wishing your family, including the dogs, a happy and healthy Christmas. So thank you so much. Right, I think I've included everybody that I didn't include previously, and if I have, I'm ever so sorry. I think that I have caught everybody. Or is Alicia as well? I think Alicia was one that I didn't shout out last time, so thank you so much, Alicia, too. So yeah, you're all wonderful. Thank you so much for your support and watching me as well. I hope today's content's been a little bit more upbeat and definitely more sewing related. I know you don't mind seeing the other ones, but it's been quite nice to get back behind my sewing machine. I feel so much better for it. And I'm going to go and have a bath and upload this vlog and catch up with the lovely Ruanne and Rachel, because I'm hoping theirs are up now, because I've caught up with Cara. I've caught up with Andrea from Beyond the Pink Door, lovely Sew Like Dottie, and I haven't seen Angela's yet today. Yeah, so I've been catching up as I've been sewing, and I'm just looking forward to seeing theirs come out too now. So see you all tomorrow. Bye.